Hello everyone! Welcome back to Shadows over Loathing. Last time, I'm just gonna try and forget that this freaking village happened because I hated it. I don't know what the deal is with the stupid nightmare man and I can't figure it out. A part of me, after I finished recording last time, a part of me was very tempted to just load up the game again and keep trying stuff, but I don't think that's wise. So, we just have to keep going and hope we find a place, because we're looking for Charles, because Charles is missing, and so we need to find wherever the heck he is. Black shape looms into view. At first, it's difficult to make out from the silhouette, but seems to be a massive shadow brew. Doesn't immediately wreck your rabbits. Unfrozen stuff. Oh, great. Okay. Oh, that's not. It's got a lot of armor. Cannot take more than 5 physical damage at a time. Well, that's pretty good. And then we do that to make it take 5 physical damage, and then do that to make it take another 5 physical damage. Oh gosh, Professor! This also can't take more than 5, but it's fine. It's okay, you won. You successfully banished the horrible creature back to where it came from. If only that were a little farther away. Professor Adam tells you some boring facts. Adams is great. As much as I miss Obi, Adams is nice for just getting XP up. Ooh, you take a wrong turn. Instead of ending up where you want to be, you end up at the Monster Shack. You know it's the Monster Shack because it's a big sign that says Monster Shack. Okay. Let's go check out the Monster Shack. See what that has. No skeptics. I really should go back to the hobo camp to see if I can learn more hobo code, because my gosh, I'm... Okay. No skeptics. Inside you find not the decayed and crumbling tumble down shack strewn with ancient it's strewn with ancient wreckage that you're perhaps expecting, and but an actually maintained and fairly clean tumble down shack strewn with 12 to 14-year-old kids. What the? Hey, what are you doing out here? Hey, what are all you? Hey, what are all you kids doing out here in the middle of the swamp? Why shouldn't we be? It's dangerous here. Yeah, but this is where the monsters are. That's why it's dangerous. Do you believe in monsters, lady? Yes, of course I do. It would feel real. It would be a real feat of cognitive dissonance otherwise. I mean, you've seen them? Oh, for real? Yeah. Well, yeah. Which one? Fairies? Oh, those don't count. Those guys are just weird jerks. We're looking for real monsters. I don't understand what real means in this context. Since you believe in monsters, you could join a monster squad. Otherwise, we can't tell you anything because it's secret. Okay, I'll join. Great, it'd be nice to have someone who can reach up to the top shelf on these old bookcases we scavenged. Is that it? I'm a mentor now. You know, we used to have a big ceremony where you had to repeat the vow and stuff, but it took too long. We're all busy with our research. Come and have a look around. Big leather-bound tome. What's this book? List of vampire nests. It's like 400 pages long. Lots of vamps in the swamp. If you want to help, you can always clear some out. Okay. What are you reading? It's about Neanderthals and other early hominids. Unfortunately, I'm not finding anything useful in there. What are you looking for? The honey ape. The what now? Never heard of it? It's a very famous monster. It's a hairy primate-like creature that's smaller than a human, but with human-sized hands. Most of the legends call it Big Hands. I'm pretty sure that the Big Hands legend and the reports of the honey ape sightings are referring to the same cryptid. That's interesting. I know it lives around here somewhere. I just haven't been able to find it yet. I'll help you look for it. That'll be excellent, thank you. Here, I found some of its prints once and made it a tracing. That might help you track it down. Try and get one of its fingernails as proof. How would a fingernail be proof? Because it's big as a human fingernail, obviously. You assume this is handprint of the honey ape and just not the handprint of a regular guy. Kid is preoccupied with repeatedly smelling two large... What are you doing there? What have you got there? Perfume samples? Kinda. This one is a combination of hydrogen sulfide and methane, commonly in gas swamp. Common swamp gas, basically. Ugh. The other one? Coffee, to clear the swamp gas smell of my nose. Okay. Why? I'm researching a creature known as the smell of the wisp. The smell of the wisp. And I've only run into it once, but I have good memory of smell, so I figure if I can match its smell, that particular chemical mix will tell me about it. Smell of the what? A wisp is a cloud in intelligent swamp gas. Some people say it's the ghost of a dead chili cook-off judge, but I think there's probably a more scientific explanation. Tell me you're looking for intelligent... The girl gestures sternly at a sign over her workbench. No fart jokes. Oh, come on. Smell of the wisp. No. Okay, I don't want to say it. You're willing to help instead of making puerile goofs. I could really use some help to samples to analyze. I'll go find the smell of the wisp. Alright, here, this should help you track the thing down. Just smell through this? Yeah, follow your nose. A nose trumpet. Okay. Hi there. Hi! I don't mean to be rude. What is your deal, kid? I'm a moss man. You're a... Huh? Okay, well, not really, but I want to be a moss man when I grow up, so that's why I'm eating all this fertilizer. It's actually cornflakes. I'm just pretending. Okay, woo. Yeah, I'm not crazy. Some people say I'm crazy for believing in the moss man, though. But I know he's real. I've seen him. What's a moss man? A man-made moss? Yep, he's all fuzzy and green. It's so neat. Oh, hey, you should see him for yourself. Then if you bring back proof it exists, people won't think I'm weird anymore. Sure, I'll have a look. Great, here, I'll mark the place on your map. It's called Moss Rock Grotto. If you see him, try to bring back some moss as proof. Okay. This place is freaking bizarre. Hi there. Hey, say, you're a grown-up. Can you help me with something? I'm not buying you any cigarettes. No. There's a swamp lady named Barbara Yarga. Everyone says she's fairy tale, but I know she's real because I've seen her hut right here in the swamp, but I don't know if she's the sort of swamp lady who eats kids or not. Swamp lady? I don't know. I don't want to call her a swamp witch or a swamp hag or something like that. I mean to judge her like that without ever having met her. Sheesh, kids these days. Alright, I'll check it out. Great, thanks. I'll mark her hut on your sponge map. Anyway, you bring back a feather to prove you met her, okay? She has feathers? I mean, from one of her pet birds, the story says she has a ton of them. How do you know it's not an ordinary feather? You seem like a trustworthy person. Then why do you need me to bring me proof? Because that's how quests work. Come on. What's the deal with the radio? Huh? No, it isn't really to Barbara Yarga or anything. I'm just trying to find a station where we can get some music in here. The reception in the swamp is terrible. What's the triangle on your hat? Thanks, Great Pyramid's one of them. Ever seen anyone? Only our hat, not personally. Well, maybe you will someday. Sure, who knows. Hi there, are you flies? Well, kinda. They're interesting once you get over the gross factor, but mostly I'm studying them because I'm really interested in the fly man. A fly man? Yeah, maybe the man fly. I haven't decided which way is better. So what's the fly man or man fly? He's a scientist that moved into old Flemberg place. I did a little spying on him. I think he tried to turn himself into a giant fly. Why would anyone want to do that? I don't know. That's what's so interesting. Huh. Also, he's really handsome. For now, you mean? Well, yeah, I mean, I'd really like to meet him, but I'm too shy. Can you help me out? Sure, I'll help. Oh, thank you. Here, I'll show you where the house is. The old Flemberg place. If you need, could you bring me back a souvenir? Like what? Maybe one of his chest hairs? Sure. That's not. I'm gonna close that. Catch. Hisses at you. Knows you're an outsider. Crap. Great. What's the thing you're making? I don't really know that. I'm trying messing around with it because I'm taking a break from my main project. Do you know about the chuparanja? I try to avoid spicy food. It gives me the hiccups. No, this is a monster that eats orange. It's supposed to be from way down south, but I know there's one in the swamp somewhere. Unfortunately, no matter what kind of trap I build, it keeps escaping. You want to try? Sure. Feel free to use my workbench. I got plenty of spare parts and stuff. If you manage to catch it, bring back one of its nostrils. Nostril, not the whole head or pelt? Oh no, I don't want to kill it. Just prove it's out there. Okay. I'm gonna tweak the trigger sensitivity, adjust the torque, add a battery, connect a battery to a couple of random spots. That's sure to come. and add a fuse. You hook a fuse up just in case. That's good enough. Chuparanja trap. It's a homemade Chuparanja trap of dubious quality. Let's go hunting. Okay, great. We have a lot of quests though. I think looking around these, the Flemberg place sounds like our best lead because it's just a dude. A spot of color in the strap launcher catches your eye and you find a pile of withered orange husks in front of a shallow cave. This must be the lair of the Chuparanja. Fortunately, it isn't home right now. Since you aren't an orange, it wouldn't be dangerous. Certainly isn't true. Set your trap. Set your trap and hide behind a nearby bush to wait for your prey. After a while, you start to get very bored and remember that people who hunt with traps don't typically sit and wait for the prey to show up. Instead, they leave and come back later. Let's try to head back to the Flemberg place. We've set a trap. Despite anything on the map might have to say about it, you've managed to wander back to the spot where you set that trap for the Chuparanja. Peering through the bushes, you discover your trap has detrapped something. It sort of looks like a giant toad with a tentacle face covered in boils that might also be eyes. You have no idea what the Chuparanja looks like, but this seems like about as likely as you were imagining. Presume Chuparanja seems pretty annoyed about being caught in a trap. Approach it. You carefully sneak up on the Chuparanja. Since it's both distracted by the trap and also unable to turn around, you manage to take it completely unawares. It struggles futilely as you grab it in a headlock and slice off one of its nostrils. The creature roars in pain and anger, but by the time it manages to thrash its way out of the trap, you are already completely the heck out of there. A Chuparanja nostril. Woo! Okay, that's one of those done. Surprised that worked. Ooh. Viscous goo has rendered this house entirely decorative. Mailbox says Flemberg. You casually commit a federal crime. Junk mail. Great. Gas generators bring power to the barn in exchange for pastoral. Yeah. Okay. Oh, there's a tiny man in there. Looks like Flemberg is a fan of crates and barrels. Glass with 2 giant horrible flies in it. Hey, how's it going? If you guys cared about these tools, you probably left them on the floor. A chunk of lead, which increases the damage. Spray on asbestos, which gives hot armor. Okay. Crazy controls for the crazy crasher. You probably shouldn't mess with them until you tuck the guy inside the machine. Wait to make anything. Very small man is inside the machine. Is clearly trying to get your attention. I'm SkylaWuzHere. Do you need help? I absolutely need help. Thank you. My name's Flemberg. Or Paul Flemberg. I moved back into my parents' old house here because nobody would give me lab space for my experiments. It turned out an assistant would obviously have been nice to have. What are you trying to do? Improve myself, you know, better, faster, stronger, at least one of those, but I put in the wrong settings in the control console and all that happened was that I shrank. You can't change the settings, the door doesn't open from the inside, but... Yeah, I didn't think through. Okay, well, I can just let you out. No, opening the door will depolarize the booth and it takes months for the field emitters to recharge. Not to mention the fact that I have to collect new samples of genetic material, so the door can only be opened once. Jeez, you really didn't think this through. What should I do then? I have to fix the settings on the console. What should I set to? Clearly, if I knew, I wouldn't have put the wrong ones in myself. Just make me better before you open the door. Better than what? Better than a normal guy. I don't know. I spent so long thinking about how I could build the machine. I didn't really have anything to think about why. I see. Anything? Why, I've not been so entertained since the development of the infinitesimal calculus. Okay. Flip the pituitary lever. Flip the hat lever to not be fly. The lungs fly. I don't know what the lungs of a fly would give. The body would just be fly. I'm gonna have to be able to speak. The way he's breathing seems pretty uncomfortable. Okay, no, that's kind of bad. Let's switch his lungs out. Flip the hat. Oh, this is just normal me, like, before I even got in here. What exactly... This is exactly what I don't want. With the hat lever. Sure you don't want to be a regular person? Improve me. Body to fly. What? Just now a giant fly with a human head. Oh, gosh, 1 second, I'll try again. No, I know, this one's pretty great actually. What? I can fly, I have the portions and strengths of a fly scaled up to human size. What's not to love? Now what? Okay, are you sure? Yes, I'm sure. Unforgettable. Heck yeah, I can't wait to get up to all kinds of giant fly stuff. Well, before you go, I need a chest hair off you. Oh, do I still have those? Okay, whatever, sure. Hey, I probably don't want to know. I'm out, see ya. 40 XP! Ooh, there's a lot of... I want that. A nuclear bomb? Sure. That's great. Okay, so we got that one. No sign of Charles yet. Barbara Yaga. The Baba Yaga that's legally distinct from the Baba Yaga house. In a gloomy cave grove of sunken cypress trees, a well-muscled woman stands waist deep in an opaque bog. Her hands rest on the pommel of a sword, its blade locked in the muck. It catches your eye because it's not the type of thing you tend to see on the East Coast. What sword is that? This is the blade of your great aunt. Many moons ago it was entrusted to my family for safekeeping. Now it's yours to reclaim for a cost. Why do I have to pay for my family sword? The security guaranteed by my family is unique. It comes with a great price. Your great aunt knew this. This is why she placed the blade in our care. Okay, what's the cost? It's time I shall ask you of a boon, and you will be obliged to grant it. Sure, I could do a boon. Let's have the sword. You got great aunts. Yeah, muscle plus physical. You may or may not have a great aunt, but nobody can deny that you have a great sword. The sword has a satisfying heft, but you can see why your great aunt liked it so much. But with it comes something quite unsatisfying, something that makes you feel almost queasy and a little cursed. Swamp gas. This gas tends to grind your gears. Perhaps that lady from the swamp will tell you about the boon she wants in exchange for this thing's removal. You gassed me? It's a symbol of magic binding you to your oath until such a time I be for your service. On that day I'll find you. Would you just do the boon thing now? He's gone, slipped away into the dark. That'd be a good sword. It's a great sword. Okay. Great, I've been cursed. I swear I have like 2 curses on me. Or not. I thought yeah, I do have freaking accounting and Gaius. What's a bird bath? I don't care, I'm fishing in it. Let's keep fishing. Fishing for some fission. Fish in a sack, okay. Why don't you... Cattail looks different from most of the others. Cattail is huge, it's like a lion tail. There's some hobo coat in the tree. I did that so much. Cautiously entered the spooky hut and discovered it's actually really nice inside. A young woman with another twig-oriented hat greets you. Oh, hello! Well, please come in. I don't get many visitors apart from the birds. Might be in the wrong place. Are you Barbara Yaga? That's correct, and you are? Skyla Hellhunt Heaven said. A pleasure. Come in, come in. Oh my gosh. It's just that it's nothing but rooks on one side and nothing but doves on the other. really nice house. To be honest, I was expecting something a lot, you know, more witchy. Oh, you've heard the old stories. Those were about my granny. She was really into croning. Croning? Being a crone, you know, the really old traditional magic stuff. She lived to be nearly 200 years old when she as she left me this house and all of birds, so on. I see. Is that why you're here, chasing the legends of Barbara Yarga? Not exactly. I met a kid who's into the old stories, but he was afraid he might be a child-eating kind of witch, so he sent me instead. That's adorable. I don't think I've ever eaten a child, but there's no telling what it was in Granny's stews. I'm not sure if that was meant as a joke or... Sure! Anyway, I'm supposed to take back a feather to prove I met you. Okay, I can't just give you one, though. Sure. Yes, I have to give you some kind of test first. It's a traditional thing. What sort of test? Well, it's a lot of work to keep this room clean. Well, with the birds and all, I'm getting behind on my other chores. Chores? Or you can fight me. Fight you? Granny trained all these birds to be killers, but I haven't exactly been looking out for looking for trouble like she used to, so they could use some exercise. Tell me about the chores. I need you to muck out the bird bath in front and pick the right cattails for my cattail patch. So only 2 things. Is there a 3rd thing? Of course, but I'll tell you about that after you finish the others. Okay, I'll do the chores. Great, you can tell the right cattails by how they look. Okay. 6 sleaze and stench armor. I don't even know if I have... I need... Oh, I can't do that. Okay, I need to just do the combat. Changed my mind, let's fight. Oh my gosh, that's a lot of birds. Turt Birkinson, no! Okay, we'll do that so we heal. I have another AP. Let's increase my own. Kill one of the birds. I was gonna give Paul a little boost. Oh, I got the one that she was gonna buff. Okay. I'm gonna poison that one. Because it's far away, so I'm probably gonna get to it later. They're just like stacking bleed on me. Like, death by 1,000 cuts is really the MO of this fight. Okay. It's fine, it's fine. Oh, she buffed the muscle of that one. I should have killed that one, but I didn't know. That one's buffed, so we'll poison it. Ow. It's fine. This fight isn't too bad at all, especially with the... I'm gonna do that to get rid of that one. Yeah, 'cause it's a good thing the birds are magical. You're gonna die soon. Get rid of that. That was a little more brutal than I was expecting. Sorry. Plus 3 Moxie, that's not good. I'm gonna poison you so that you just die when you start your turn. Sure, it heals. do that, get your HP low. I'll take you out, and the other one should die from poison. Oh, that was my. I mean, I love all my birds equally. I'm just gonna have Adams heal me because that's gonna happen. One, Barbara dusts herself off and tests her birds. Oh, nice job. That was a real workout. Here you go. You earned it. Barbie argues feathers. And a jaunty feather is cocked to brackets annually, even though it was still on the bird. Adds +3 range damage to a hat. That's pretty good. Professor Adams tells you some boring facts. Never seen an indoor bird bath. Yeah, this gift is too small for my birds, though. You can have it. A small bird bath. Really should jump the water out of this before you start carrying it around. Probably shouldn't mess with this trapdoor without Barbara's permission, and probably her bird's permission too. Like, I think I probably could still do the maybe I can't. Barbara's humming a little tune to her birds. Okay, so no, I can't do it anymore. That's fine. Let's go to the grotto then. About 20 copies of Missing poster are nailed to each tree in the grove of swamp cypress. Whoever is getting the word out, they've been effective or at least comprehensive. Missing Tom Chapman, inquired largemouth Bass and Sons. The face of a teenage boy is circled in an attached photograph, a portrait of the boy and his elder male relatives, each holding a largemouth bass proportionate to his own height. There's a similar poster. Missing Ooh. We'll look into that after. We're gonna finish all the cryptid stuff. Well, everything's covered in moss. Moss is twinkling. Well, if it isn't the moss man that the kid was talking about, we've got a real unusual coincidence here. He doesn't look fearsome, but if you're looking for a fight, it might be best to take a surprise. Excuse me, are you a moss man? Yep, this me, Clyde Mossman. Pleasure to meet you. I'm Skyla Hellhunt Heaven Sent. Welcome to my bondable abode. I ain't got many visitors. Well, except some weird kid I sometimes see poking around the trees. Are you actually Moss Man? I'm sure I get you meaning, but that's my last name. Like I said. Yeah, but are you a human person or some kind of moss swamp creature? That's strange and possibly rude question. Well, I wasn't always this way. But I lived in the swamp a long time, just kind of dug in and got comfortable. Moss just sort of grows out of me like natural like now. Instead of hair, I got happened so gradual. I got so accustomed to it, it didn't occur to me to question it. Whoops, sorry. Didn't mean to give you some kind of philosophical crisis. No apology necessary, friend, but it's something I'm gonna have to be chewing on for a while here. Can I have some of your moss? Excuse me, you dropped by an existential bombshell on me and you're asking for part of my body? I'm not really on top of social form today, I guess. I do need some of that moss, though. Well, I'll tell you what. Help me solve this puzzle of whether I'm a man or a monster, and I'll give you some moss. Okay. Sorry, I have no idea. So we need 6 mysticality, which we would have if we didn't... It's fine, we can get that, because that's honestly good. Like, this would be nice to have, but we don't have enough XP. Let's get virtuosity. About the moss. The way I see it, you seem intelligent and can hold a conversation and haven't tried to murder me for my delicious organ meats. How do you know they're delicious? So I figure, what does it really mean to be a human anyway? Many of us will be less homo sapien and more whatever the technical term for moss is. But does that really matter in the grand scheme of things? What's really important is being a good person. What kind of person you are. Well, that's a real, even if it's an extremely weird kind of person. Well, that's real good of you to say, friend. I guess that answered my question. Great. Here, let me give you some of my moss, like I promised. He peels off some of his mustache and hands it to you. Thanks. Say, are you a hobo? Oh, well, the thing about hobos is that they always on the move. I feel like I'm practically the opposite. I happen to know a group of hobos that settled down and built themselves a pretty nice camp. I bet you'd be welcome there if you're interested. Well, no, I do value my solitude, but it certainly couldn't do any harm to visit and see. In fact, I do believe I'm due for a vacation. You mark the location of the hobo camp on Clyde's map, and he heads off into the swamp with a wave. Cool. Anything, Adams? All's well, my fine young trout. Have any questions for me? Nope. Okay. Before we go back to the monster shaft, let's check out this. That's odd. This patch of muddy ground has a lot of tracks in it that look like human handprints. Right, we didn't get this one. Well, except for the fact that humans don't normally walk around on their hands. Maybe there was an acrobat convention. Oh wait, was that thing that one kid wanted? The honey ape? Maybe that's something. Follow the tracks. Jeez, the more you look at it, seems like there are two different sets of tracks. How many thumbs do you say he has? Again, on one hand. One? Okay, now how many fingers? 4? You follow the print into a clearing in the middle of a stand of trees, and to your surprise you find an animal pretty much like this honey ape the kid described. Like a somewhat large chimpanzee or a very small gorilla, but with disproportionately large and human-like hands. It's sitting on the ground, casually drinking out of a beehive, and doesn't seem to have noticed you. Sneak up on it. Successfully creep up on the unsuspecting primate, but you run out of trees and brush to hide before you get close enough to really do anything. Outsmart it. You pick up a rock and chuck it into the underbrush on the other side of the clearing. The honey ape stiffens at the noise and starts scanning for predators. I don't have enough muscle. Yeah, this guy's about... Yeah. We'll wait. See if I can get my muscle up a bit first. Take your business. Largemouth bass. Boy, I do know that song. If I didn't love these bass here, I'd have quit years ago. Largemouth bass and sun's cursed with lakes. Ranger sails are down. Children grow missing. The bosses stopped speaking to one another. So from the pescafill to one another. Take my advice. Don't stay for long. What do you think happened to the kids? You ask me? That's just what I did. Hell, they ran off. Life isn't for everyone. And Tom and Kathy, they never have the makings of a largemouth bass, deboner, or reboner. Deboner or reboner? That's what we do here. Mr. Tracy debones the bass and Mr. Chapman rebones them. Only then are the fish ready to be for sale at market. Are you sure to take out the fish? Are you saying you take out the fish's bones and put them back in? It's tradition. For generations, the Chapman has deboned the bass and Tracy rebones them. And a Tracy rebones them. That unique process is what gives our bass the distinctive tang. Okay, why don't the bosses speak to another? Between you, me, and 3,600 largemouth bass, Mr. Chapman and Tracy haven't been on speaking terms since Mr. Chapman was snubbed at the Aquademy Awards a few years back. We tolerate each other because they both perform a function vital to the business. Deboning and reboning? Right, Mr. Chapman debones the bass and Mr. Tracy rebones the bass, just as their fathers did before them. That traditional process. Look out, son. Most of us are sons. Oh. Hope you're not playing a stick with that rod in there, Larkin. Thing where I can fish here? Nope. Okay, I didn't want to fish here anyway. Guard eyes suspiciously. Let's hope you're... A shotgun seeing you out or something else in. Who cares? I'm going inside. Okay. My words are not working today. This grizzled mariner must have hate being stuck behind a desk. Greetings, as a mariner, do you hate being stuck behind a desk? Excuse me, I make 6 figures a year behind this desk, and mind your manners, you're dressing Adam Tracy, Chief Deboning Officer of Largemouth Bass and Sons. Are you here about Kathy? Saw some posters about missing children? That's right, 3 nights ago, Kathy disappeared along with all of her clothes and possessions on the contents of that safe there and the company truck. Oh, and the Chapman kid. Sounds like she might have run away from home. I'll excuse a remark as you don't know my Kathy, but suffice to say that's impossible. Kathy loves largemouth bass almost as much as assumed preordained roles in a multi-generational family business. No, Kathy would not simply leave home. There's much Simpler explanation. Occam's Gaze Eater. Occam's Gator? A monstrous gatorman. It's centuries old, 10 foot tall if he's an inch. He's an inch. With scales as blue as the deepest ocean. He has 2 tails as sharp as razors, and he's not afraid to shave you. His appetites are insatiable. He'll strike at night and gobble up our fish, guns, tax returns, whatever. And now I fear my Kathy. I don't know what to do to provoke his ire. But that beast bullied and bothered our business since my grandfather was in toddler pants. I sometimes think the swamp itself is summoning him to be our tormentor. My friend Charles is missing because Occams have taken him too. Certainly it's possible I don't know criminality if Occam's Gator knows any bounds. If Occam's ate Kathy, aren't we too late? Not necessarily. Occam's only handicap is glacially slow digested. Go ask Sylvester, a guard of ours. He was swallowed up by Occam's, but by stripping off off in his belly and greasing his body in Occam's own fang, he was able to slither up and out of Occam's jaws while great beast slept. Okay, where can I find Sylvester? I don't know, we had to terminate him for attempting to unionize. Right. Think the Gator ate Kathy? You have to understand, for decades Occam's Gator has been the sole author of this business of misfortune. Could he eat a child? Absolutely, that's his MO, or monstrous operandi. Is there a finder's fee? If I find her, 300 meat. Okay. Yeah, my grandfather's fishing rod. But I'm running the show, alright? No, not Chapman. I know he's gone missing ball too, but you can't involve a reboner in an operation like this. They're far too emotional. If you're dealing with me, you keep him out of it. Okay, how about throwing in the fishing rights? Got your eyes on a largemouth, eh? I'll give you 10 minutes alone with the fish. How about that? No questions asked. Deal. Good. Now Peter, our guard by the front gate, was the last to see Occam's Gator in the sickening flesh. Peter chased him off our property to a revolting little hamlet, but dared not enter himself. I'll mark it on your map. I'm convinced it's where you'll find Occam's. Inside Occam's, Kathy. I'll be on my way. It's a mess through there. Oh my. No, I don't mean it's messy. I'm saying that's. Oh. You don't consider fishing to be part of the armed forces? What do you think he used to hold the rods? Arms? That's right. Close enough to read this. Yes, I am. Right. Something was back there. Crew quarters offer wins. I see. Alrighty then. The puddle or the man? Puddle, please. Hello, sir. She left you. Who left you? Amphibious truck. No, person. We're interested in amphibious trucks. What happened to your truck? Our truck is the company truck. We use it to take fish to market. A couple nights ago, I forgot to fill her up before bed, and that must have really ticked her off because the next morning she was gone. No, nothing. Could it have anything to do with missing kids? Tom and Kathy, you'd have to talk to Mr. Chapman or Mr. Tracy about that. Maybe they took the truck? I don't know, it seems like a stretch. When did the children go missing? Same day as the truck, but I think that's probably a coincidence. What's the puddle here? It's the gas I never gave her that night. It's here now in our special place, waiting for her to come home. How far could someone have gone in the truck? With the gas left on it, couldn't have gone further than 100 miles. 100 miles? Okay, no, 100 miles. Oh, sorry. 100 is a fisherman's, like 11 miles. Saying the truck is sentient. It's funny, I wouldn't have thought so, but I can't see any explanation for it running off. She'll be back. She hasn't come back. She'll run out of gas otherwise. Then where will she be? Okay. We'll find the honey ape later. Well, guard stops in the tracks and starts to figure out. Staying put is an option. Which way do you want to go? Fight! Bunch of gators. that Occam's Gator? Gatorman Scream now. Wait. Well, we're gonna play this. It also kills the shield. Let's play that to heal. Okay, you're gonna increase stats and stuff. Oh wait, I have AP left. Gosh dang it. I'm gonna poison you. And you poison themselves with a mushroom. I'm going to do that. Tuber 2. I don't know if I've used that before. Oh my gosh. I'm going to do that again. And do it again. And then I'm gonna get rid of the chef. So that's a healer. No! Adams! Ow, gosh, stench damage. That hurt. I'm going to... do that, kill that, and then I'm going to just whistle that guy. Awesome. Turns out those gators should be avoiding you. 14 SP, swamp mushroom, swamp hot armor. Nice. There's some gator hides. Sides of the gate or a man. Professor Adams tells you some important facts. Okay. 63 XP. Good. Another one of the Gatorman campsites. There's 4 more wrenches. A 32. A 31 32 inch, a 63 64 inch, a 128 one, and a 255 out of 256 one. Charles was to carry one heck of a toolbox. The wrenches were laid out in the shape of an arrow pointing towards a nearby hill. From atop the hill, you could see some sort of fort in the distance, apparently hammered together from with rusty scrap metal. That's where gotta be where the Gatorman took it. Grab all the wrenches and combine them with the ones you dropped to complete the set. Must be second shift. Luckily, they're all facing the other way. Are you? Ooh. Unless he's lying about being asleep. Okay. Safe, hey. Their combination lock. You don't know the combination. Hey, Alan's fridge is busted. There's gonna be a headache come lunchtime. Try to open it. No dice. No door opening either. Whoever smashed this handle wanted to keep you out or keep something in. A magical talking sandwich, perhaps. Okay, I need muscle. My gosh. Okay, we're gonna kill gators. We'd like to do so as an alternative to... we're gonna search him. We got the safe combo, which is a bunch of meat. We're gonna kill him then. Gatorman Rage Jerk. How much AP? I have 3 AP. I'm just gonna reduce his stats to like there's no tomorrow. Oh wait, that doesn't work because he's got irritable. Kurt Merkinson, no! Honestly, the best one to take the hit, though. That's fine. Strike. Dead. Like an alarm clock wired to a tranquilizer gun, you woke him up just to put him back to sleep. And a turret leveled up. Cool. Don't tell anyone what I saw. 80... I need... how much more muscle? 5 muscle. Let's see if we have any... anything that we can get to give us muscle. It'll probably be, probably looking for a potion. Presumably we want to get our muscle up by 2. Moxie by 1. Mysticality, muscle by 1. Spooky armor by 3. Sleaze. You know what, we're just gonna do that to get that. Oh. Force the door. With great effort, you force the door open. Released from his refrigerated cage, a cold man squirms into the muck, grasping for air. My God, you are my savior. One more day trapped in there and I would have succumbed completely to despair. Who are you? I'm Fabian, an illustrator of the natural sciences. Arrogant steps, glittering icebergs of ice. Blame my interests have taken me to these damp lands. I'm in my soggy period. How did you get in there? I was traveling the swamp to sketch their native cypress, only to be caught in a net by the Gatoresque men. At first, they allowed me to roam within the confines of this camp, but when I shouted for help at a passing truck, I was put in the refrigerator. What truck? Oh, it hurtled through the camp like a bass out of hell. It was a boy and a girl at the wheel. I called stop, I'm a prisoner, take me with you, but they drove on. What makes a person do that? Where's the truck headed? North of here, I'm sure. North, huh? Is it the drive? At the large amount of bass and sun was confident the truck could only make it 11 miles if you subtract. See, okay, we figured it out. An amphibious truck. Do you know a creature called Occam's gator? Occam's gator, supposedly a gator with 2 tails who breathes smoke from its nostrils. Oh yeah, I think you're describing my mother-in-law. No, I don't. No, I apologize. Mulaney has always been so kind to me. Okay, great. I do want to leave. That's a good guess. If we ever meet again, it would be an honor for me to paint your portrait. I'm an artist, as you know. I can't paint right now, as that I'm in my soggy period. But if I could conclude that work, or if you became soggy, well, who knows? Well, who knows indeed. Awesome. Hope we meet again. Yep. Well, let's fight these guys to get some XP. Turk Birkinson! No! Ooh, he survived. That's surprising. Heal yourself, bud. Okay. You've got irritable, so that's rage to. Ooh, okay. You gotta do sex and violence, which increases your strength a bit. Gatorman Weed Lord. And then I'm gonna increase my own Moxie with Jazz Hands. Also apparently turts. 21. Just take you out. Yeah, because you're gonna hit Adams. I'm not gonna poison that guy, the Rage, because that's not a good idea, because he's just gonna get irritable from Rage. 28, I can do 21. Got stats are quite high. I'm gonna potion him. Ow! Gosh! Poison him even more. Okay, Adams, you did it! Dispatch the guard gators and your path forward is clear. Gators to it, more mushrooms, swamp haunch, more gatorman hide, and XP. 131, we're getting there. Apparently where the gatormen keep their billions of swarming bugs. Great. Store their terrible filth. Forge, presumed for herring Swamp Banjo. Ooh. Moxie plus 5 physical damage and reduced target stats. Is that a new weapon that I can actually use? So, your Moxie plus 5. Oh. Reduce the target's Moxie. And that's just stats in general. I think we finally found a new weapon. We can do that. We can increase it even more. I don't know if we have anything else to say. Ooh, and we can make it bleed. Awesome! That's pretty good. This helmet's pretty good. We could add hot armor to it. This is quite nice. Okay. Oh, we got a jaunty feather. Stick the feather. Would you also like it to call it macaroni? Yes. Okay, thanks. We got macaroni now. Cool. Hey, this is now a crazy hat. I'll be surprised if we find anything else equal to this. Raid a fridge. Awesome. Gamer's less aggressive than typical. Hi. Greet human, not eat. Greet. Thanks, I appreciate it. You seem a bit more relaxed than the rest of the gamer folk. Yes, everyone crazy. Don't know reason. Not belong. Leave swamp. Where you go? Dunno. Wander. Oh, like a hobo? Hobo, what that? Basically someone who travels from place to place because they're looking for work or just don't have anywhere specific. Yes, hobo gator. First though, need weapon. Defend self. Let's go hobo code. Hobo code, what's that? Oh, right, you wouldn't know any yet. Teach him sit for safe. Offer him a weapon. You can have a fairy skull wand. No thanks, weapon. Weak, need power. Okay. Try to find something stronger. Not giving him that. A gator stick? No thanks, weapon. Weak, need power. I'm not giving him my thing. Okay, wait. Do I have... If I... Muscle plus 5. If I equip that... And then... Do that... I think that make good? Sharpened hefty great gator stick. Yes, good, weapon strong, safe now. Thank human. No problem. You know, there's a bunch of hobos collecting camp outside of Ocean City. They're pretty accepting people. I don't think they'd mind joining. Plus, it'll be handy to have some muscle around the place. Sound good. I go. Waves goodbye and stumps at the door. Cool. 146. We could fight some of the bugs because I want to get this, because if we get that up, we can get our muscle up to 6 temporarily. And if we do that, then we can go and capture... Oh gosh, mosquitoes. Oh gosh, what have I done? I hate this. I hate everything about this. Add sax to the soundtrack. Let's see. Mosquitoes. You're trying to kill my boy. You're also trying to kill my boy. You've already gone. So I'm gonna do that just so... Oh, Adams doesn't die. I'll poison that. So I can take the damage. If violence. And orchestra strike. And just banjo! Reduce the number of bugs in this terrible building by, let's say, 359. Awesome. I think that might be enough. 170, yes. Thick calluses. So our muscle is now 6. Woo! I must say, I did not expect the future to have quite so much fighting in it. Yeah, sorry, you've arrived at a kind of a weird time. Or at least you're following someone who's in a weird situation. Oh, think nothing of it. I was never one to shy away from a scrap in my youth, and although those days are far behind me, very far indeed, the exercise will do me a world of good. His muscle increased by 1. Cool. Glad for you, Adams. Let's go for the truck. Browsing your way through the swamp, take a sniff through your nose trumpet, and then, right, gosh. Oh, good. What is that? Something smells like rotten egg. So you see a patch of brown air hovering. Must be the smell of a wisp. Follow it from a safe distance. Safe breathing distance as the smell of wisp bobs and weaves through a fetid marsh, eventually comes to a rotting tree stump, and you sneak up quietly behind it. As you are about to grab a sample, 3 gatormen casually stroll up to where you crouched in deep water around you. Don't mess with me, the gatormen beat the hell out of you. Okay. Great. This cab door hangs limply from its hinges, pulled open. The truck has been abandoned for some time. There's nobody inside unless they're very small and hiding. Are they small and hiding? No. Search the seats. Newspaper left on one of the passenger seats is open to the classifieds page. Circle in Mr. Rat's Hotel for Working Women in the docks. Take the paper. You don't need it. It's yesterday's news. Search under the seats. Gas tank is located underneath the driver's seat, which has the advantage of lowering the truck's center of gravity. Gas tank is empty. You also notice a tiny glint, a key. Something amphibious about this truck. The engine is cooked. Eat the engine. You can't eat something because it's cooked. Eat the engine. It's far too large to eat. Eat the engine. It's not possible to eat the engine. Eat the engine. It would kill you to even try. Eat the engine. Girding yourself against the overbearing heat, you wrench open the cowl and peer through the smoke. To only find that someone is beating you to it. The engine has already been eaten. Next chance I get, I'm eating an engine. Sure. Interesting. You know, let's wander a bit. Flash of light splits through the trees, then you see it coming with a telescope. Still want a telescope. Telescope in a treehouse. Ooh. A bald old cypress is tough and tall. It's no surprise some fellows chose to make it a tree home. Shout out. Hello? Hey, miss, why didn't you keep walking, huh? This here's Will's Ill Hunter's treehouse, and the rules is ain't no grown-ups allowed. Hello. Who are you? Will Hunter, I said. What's up there? It ain't anything. It ain't anything, swear it. You don't want it anyway. I want to use the telescope you got there. Afraid telescope's property of Will Hunter, same as my licorice collection. You mean? What's your story, Will? Ain't much to tell. Ain't that much interesting, miss. I swear, not city folk like you nowadays. Not city folk. Ever seen a pig birth? Yes. Bet you ain't seen half as many as me, though. How many pig births have you seen, Will? Well, I reckon about 70, ma'am. What are you doing in a swamp? Nothing special, same about as every boy gets up to, I reckon. Do I want to know what that is? I ain't telling anyway. Can you let me up? No girl ever been up in Will Hunter's treehouse, and I ain't about to fix. You need to let me up. Is that so? Well, what's in it for Will? Aiding my vital mission against the forces of evil. Mission, huh? I like a job? I ain't got no job, miss, and I don't need one. Sounds like no one's helping you up the tree. Maybe you have to think of something else. I just want to use the telescope you got there. You mean licorice? No, licorice! Wouldn't be called licorice because it ain't made of rice. Licorice, it's called licorice because you lick it, but it ain't. How long have you been saving up your licorice? It's been a few months, okay. Wait a few months of licorice so long as it got refrigerated. It's in my pocket with some ice, so I reckon so. Okay. Well, can't do anything about that yet. Okay, follow the tracks. How many thumbs? 1, and then 4. Sneak up on it, outsmart it. And you pick up a rocket chuck it in the underbrush on the other side of the clearing. The honey ape stiffens the noise and starts scanning for predators in that direction. Grab it. You leap onto the small primate and wrestle it to the ground, screeching loudly. I mean, the primate is no, let's be fair, you both are. Once you get it pinned, you grab it by the wrist and yank off one of its long, untrimmed fingernails, which, thinking about it, makes me wit. Thinking about that is making me wince, and I've written some pretty horrible stuff in this game alone. Oh, with that horrible deed accomplished, you let the creature loose and it runs screaming into the swamp. Congratulations, successfully stalking, outsmarting, and assaulting a small, weird ape. A honey ape fingernail, a totally normal-sized fingernail. Marvel at it. Thanks. Go back to the monster shack. Ooh. We're gonna follow at a safe distance. And we're gonna fight the... Okay, this the smell of the wisp. You're irritable. But can I do enough damage to you? That makes me do 26. I increase my moxie again. 29. I think that's worth it. And it's bleeding now. Oh gosh, that's a lot of stench damage. Ow! Crikey! Cannot take more than one physical, immune to bleeding and poison. Poison the Gatorman. Oh no, I'm dead. Okay, never mind. Gonna heal. He's bleeding 2, he's got 5 HP. Okay, I need to kill that. So, and then I'm gonna poison the rage jerk so it dies. Okay, cool. And then kill the Meyer Chef. You won! You snag a clump of what's left of the small wisp to take back to the clubhouse. Got some stuff. Got some XP from Adams. Cool, I think that's all of them. Okay. Right to left. Hey, I found the Chupa-Charan... Excuse me. Chupa-Orange. Whatever. It looks pretty fierce, but the trap did it. Did the job. Oh, that's great. Now we have real proof of why there aren't any oranges in the swamp. Sure. Anyway, here's the nostril. Neat, I'll wear it as a ring. Okay, anyway, don't go near that part of the swamp for a while. It was real mad. Kate pulls out a sash, pins a badge on it, and hands it to you. That's an official Monster Squad sash and your first Monster Squad badge. Thanks! Meet the flyman? Did you, yeah, I got it here. Oh, thank you so much. I'm gonna put this little silver locket, put it in this little silver locket and treasure it forever. What is it like, this experiment a success? I've gotta go. The kid takes her sash, pins another badge to it. Okay, this is, honestly seems like this is gonna be pretty worth it. Any luck getting the feather from the Barbara Yarga? You mean for one of her birds? Right, she doesn't have feathers. We established that. Good, just checking. Here you go. Wow, thanks you wish. She's pretty nice, actually. The good kid takes your stash, pins another badge to it, and hands it back. Okay. Find the smell wisp. I sure did. Please don't open the jar while I'm in the room. That bad, huh? Well, if it's gotten stronger since I met it. Well, anyway, thanks for your help. Hand over the nose trumpet she left you and the foulness you collected. Another one. Met the moss man you were talking about. See, I told you he's real. Yeah, he's a pretty decent guy, actually. He gave me his mustache here. Oh, gosh, that's amazing. Thank you. Welcome. Happily sticks the mustache to his upper lip. How do I look? Mossy? This is the best day of my life. Okay. Turned out you were right. The honey ape is totally a real thing. Oh my gosh, really? I knew it. Here's your tracing back in that fingernail you wanted. Wow, huh? Something wrong? Well, I guess I'm just torn between excitement, vindication, and the fact that this is a much grislier object than I realized it was gonna be. Oh, don't worry about it. The honey ape will be fine. I had 9 more. I guess that's true. Anyway, thanks for your help. Here's another Monster Squad badge. That was awarded. Oh my gosh, that's so good. Thanks. Let's know you're an outsider. Well. So my current accessory is I should not be. I meant to be wearing that, but it's fine. +1 to all my stats. It means I could go climb that tree now as well. Pretty good. Boris looks at your satch and nods approvingly. New cat unlocked. You can now pet Boris to receive a boon. Pet him now. Oh, whenever you get scared, or you remember that Boris is watching you. 3 spooky armor. Okay. Let's go back to the treehouse before I forget. A portly man in a white linen suit, sitting in a wicker chair in a flat-bottomed boat, is being fanned by 2 large bats as he pulls his craft. Sir, pardon me, young lady, but I might prevail you to lend me some navigatory assistance. I consider myself a man with sense of direction, but I must admit this bio has got me turned around. I start with you're too far west to call this swamp a bayou. Well, now, it might be a simple country Dracula, but I've thought I could tell the difference between a bayou and some damned Yankee swamp. Can I really miss Louisville by that much? I'm afraid so. More than 800 miles if the bat flies. Well, tarnation, I'll never make it to the Derby at this rate. I was looking forward to that mint Julie. Reckon I'll have to make do with it. Is your name Mary by any chance? No, it's Skyla Hellhunt. Bloody Skyla Hellhunt, willing pardon in the storm, as the poet said. Give him directions. How would if I just draw you a map instead? It's not like drinking me will get you home. I reckon you're correct, but it will get me drunk, which is nearly as good, but we'll see this map of yours, miss. Draw on your broad geographical knowledge of the waterways in the eastern half of the country and sketch out a map that should take the vampire back to the Louisiana Bayou via the Ohio and Mississippi rivers with a stop at Louisville. He's quite impressed with your knowledge of boats away at the jaunty way. Fortunately, the fact that the vampires can't traverse running water, e.g. rivers, didn't occur to him until you were well out of sight. Nice. Just climb the tree. Enough of this. It's time to toss your robust limbs around the trunk of the wet, shedding cypress and begin to shimmy. I know, this is a private treehouse. Stop or I'll tan you till you can't stand up. Take the risk. Well, why, there's no boy up in this treehouse at all. Only the large and sagging features of a human face sunk into the tree's very trunk. Surely that can't be the young Will Hunter. Oh, well, I reckon now ain't take the time for keeping you from seeing my play. I've been wicked, miss. What happened to you? Tain't much to tell. That can't possibly be true. Great tree sighs, shedding scraps of bark that drift to the treehouse floor. Well, you ever heard of a doctor? You know what that is? Yes, Will, I know what a doctor is. Heck, do you want to be? What do you mean? What do you want to be so mean for? I reckon most people you go and ask, they could tell you one thing about what a doctor does. I only met one doctor, Dr. Wiss, lived on the same street as my step-on. 'Twas one morning he paid me 6 bits to paint in his fence, and well, heck, I swear I was fixing to do it, miss, but I heard there was an interesting trout down the river, a little wider than average, but not very wide, just the way Will Hunter likes it. How can a boy resist? No, I agree, you need to go catch a slightly wide trout. Weren't going to catch it, miss, only measure for my notes on trout width. Anyway, Dr. Whis, he weren't real pleased, and to teach me a lesson, he went and cursed me to be a tree. How did this doctor turn you into a tree? Don't ask Will Hunter now. All I know is doctors. They got all powerful tools. Tweezers, high chart. Could have used anything. What lesson are we supposed to learn from this? That I ought to paint fences I say I'm fixing to. Can you end the curse? Well, the doctor told me I'd be a tree till I could make good by painting a bunch of fences all around town. Hard enough for me to do that like this, I'll tell you. I could do it for you. Oh, miss, paint fences? You wouldn't want to do that. Sure I would. Moon picks up and snaps off some few weak twigs, but Will doesn't seem to mind. Say, that's real swell. Thanks a lot, miss. That doctor who cursed me said had a nice white picket fence. He said something like, Will Hunter got to paint 3 more fences just like this in order to build a tree forever. Paint 3 fences, got it. You can get my paints and brush out of my knapsack. I'll just hand them to you, but I'm a tree. This is a ladder you can put down? Suppose I can. Taint a ladder in the way that you and I know it, though. But part of this tree I can sort of wangle around. If I were still a boy, I reckon you'd say it's like my fingers or nostrils. Will Hunter extends his long, arborescent fingers and or nostrils through the hole in the treehouse back to the swamp floor. You should be able to climb in. Ooh. Reaches a certain age, a boy loses his enthusiasm for hoarding rocks in a treehouse, and this is called the death of innocence. Take care of those, will you? That belonging in this brush belonged to a grandfather. Your grandfather? Don't think so. Much flash. See nothing out of the ordinary rivers when... Okay, that's a shame. Okay, well... I think I'm gonna wrap up the episode here. That was a lot of fun. We got... Honestly, we got a lot of decent equipment stuff. The sash is insane. You can use an additional item per round. It's +1 to all stats, +5 to max HP, and +20 to meat drops. We also made our hat into a macaroni. And just made it incredibly good. And yeah, we didn't get any new shoes this episode. That's a rarity. And we also figured out that Charles is probably at this fortress. We've got some kids to find and some stuff like that, but I think overall, that's been a successful episode. I thank you all for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye now.